2/3 of October are over and a growing impatience in the community is building up. There were such high hopes that everything would change after the shift in September, and yet everything seems to be moving in slow motion. A lot of us are feeling stuck, still do not see any clear direction where to go, and are very annoyed because core wounds are flaring up again. Additionally, the world is in chaos, perfectly expressed through the US election show. Will it ever end? As we are so focused on these topics, we miss out to see how much has changed and moved forward. After an explosive and tiring September, October has been a lot calmer. September had emptied us out to make space for new things to come in. October is the month of nothingness, creating the feeling of a void. Many have a hard time dealing with the sensation of emptiness. But if we shift our focus from the void and pain we are still dealing with, to the difference of how we felt at the end of September, beginning of October, to now, we realize, wow, even if I freak out, I am indeed a lot calmer in handling it, and I manage to get back into my inner balance quicker than ever. There is a new quality of confidence and sovereignty within us that was not there before. This is another huge sign that everything is perfectly well on its way to prepare us for 0 point, the energetic moment of stillness and harmony when our whole reality will shift. The evolutionary jump. Although we cannot say when this will be exactly, we can already feel how it is coming closer and closer. We are truly breaking free from the old and are not letting anyone or anything control us any longer. We are emerging from our unconscious past and are growing our wings to fly. We are starting to live in accordance with our truth. We stop fighting and start flowing. We step into authenticity and are not afraid any longer to express ourselves with love, without having the need for any confirmation from others or having to convince anyone. Core Wound Finals. As we move towards the completion of the year of endings and Chiron is still in retrograde until December 1st, our core wounds and fears show up for their final release. We will be presented with them in the last weeks of this year again and again until we have fully transmuted them. The good news, this will be it. Those of us that have bravely worked through all their issues and fears, will have healed their emotional body completely, the latest by the end of the year. There will be no buttons left that anyone could push for you when you continue to embrace your shadows to let them go with love and gratitude. You have made it to the center of the onion after having patiently peeled off layer by layer. There are also some major collective core wounds prevailing right now, resulting from the wave of masculine waking up. There is the fear of losing control and struggling with trusting in letting go. And a big one is the one of not being able to survive, when letting go of jobs that do not make us happy anymore. For many of us, the last big resort is the fear of not being able to make enough money to sustain ourselves and provide for ourselves and our families with our mission. It takes a lot to trust that we will always be taken care of when we see our savings melting away, if we have them at all. The fear around money was and still is the most prevailing one on this planet. The whole matrix was developed and programmed based on this fear. It was the core ingredient to keep people in dependency and under control. As the old system collapses and as we connect more and more to our soul family, we learn that we always have brothers and sisters to reach out to. And we start to trust that there will always be a way, as we help each other out, knowing that we are all one. We get glimpses of how New Earth will feel like when we live in oneness. In parallel, our physical body is spitting out core issues as well. After we have cleansed out emotional and mental bodies, the road is clear for the stuff to release that we had stored in our physical body. Chronic illnesses are showing up for final release. They can appear so fast that they do not leave us any time to suppress them with medical treatments. Our physical body does not want to suppress them any longer but truly wants to release. This can get very uncomfortable. Candida, neurodermitis, herpes, rheumatic joint issues, and stomach inflammations are just a couple of examples. No matter if we experience emotional or physical pain, if we accept the pain as a blessing, as a cleansing fire, we no longer fight it. The pain is still there, but it becomes part of our healing experience. That is the way to transmute this pain for good. If you are worried and need some peace of mind, please do seek medical advice. Soul family reunions. As it was already predicted at mid of last year, we are finding and meeting more and more of our soul family. This mainly happened through the internet first, but now, lightworkers are meeting and connecting physically more and more. And every time that happens, it feels like coming home and meeting beloved family members again that we have not seen in a long time. The love that we all share is overwhelmingly beautiful, and the connection and deep trust is there instantly. We spend time together like old friends and time flies. It feels so good to finally be with normal people that love to talk about the universe, astrology, numerology, sacred geometry, quantum physics, epigenetics, extraterrestrials, energies, soul connections and unconditional love, and about the latest news from the higher realms. Finally, we can leave the world of irrelevant small talk behind, about the latest political developments, the latest football results, the latest stock market developments, etc. We know that these things will be gone soon once we have passed 0 point, and we know we will speed up the process by not giving any of this our attention and energy. By connecting with our soul family physically, we are not only strengthening the energetic grid around the planet further, we are also exchanging and activating energetic codes with and for each other. This speeds up our own spiritual growth even further. Procrastination in mission. Closely related to our core wounds and the soul family reunions we experience, is the sensation of procrastination with our mission. Although we are not as tired anymore as we were in September and the beginning of October, and we had some creative moments in between, we still feel that we do not really get the foot onto the ground and finally get started with our new projects and ideas for our soul mission. We still need to sleep a lot to process all the changes and integrate the light. Also, from a soul level, something seems to hold us back and prevent us from moving forward with it. We don't really know why, but we have the feeling that we are still waiting for something before we go ahead. And we do. We are asked to work through our core wounds first and to connect with our soul family all over the planet to build a strong foundation what is to come. The universal energies are aligning now for the big shifts to come. All of this delaying has the purpose to fully bring us into perfect inner balance. The balance between aloneness and community, between the masculine and the feminine energies within, between being and doing, between giving and receiving. We have to trust that we will get the energetic push to move forward, as soon as we are ready. This is the ultimate letting go of control and letting Source work through us and guide us. Learning to receive. Another big lesson for many of us is to learn to receive. This is related to the fear around money. We are learning what abundance truly means. Money is just an energy and can represent one form of abundance. Most of the time though, we create an energy of lack around money. That is the reason why it is so hard for many of us to attract it. As long as we still live in a system, where money plays a role in sustaining ourselves, we have to change our attitude towards money. We have to allow ourselves to receive money and transmute our fears and beliefs around it into love, acceptance and gratitude. Money is nothing else but a physical manifestation of the energy we are sending out. Nevertheless, in parallel to this, we are also learning that abundance means so much more than money. Abundance is the expression of unconditional love. Somebody invites you and hosts you in their home, somebody buys you lunch or dinner, or somebody helps you carrying your suitcase without expecting anything in return. When that happens, we automatically go into the programmed pattern of, I have to give something back to this person. If not, I feel guilty to receive. Most of us are really good at giving and are struggling with receiving. We feel bad if someone does something for us and we have nothing to give in return at that moment. But is it really that way? We are all one, we are all part of a bigger organism, so we have to let go of the idea that the balance of giving and taking is established between two people or parties only. We are giving our talents and gifts to this planet and its inhabitants, so it is perfectly fine to receive something in return from someone else. We all have to allow ourselves to receive with gratitude and seeing that the balance of giving and receiving is taking place on a much larger scale. Compare it with our body cells. A heart cell will always do the job of a heart cell and do that with full dedication for the whole system, while a brain cell will always do a different job. Both are part of an organism and relevant for the functioning of the whole. And both of them are provided with what they need for example, through the job the blood plasma is doing. That keeps the system healthy and balanced. The blood plasma, providing protein, would not expect a direct return of service from the heart cell. The key is to learn to receive without expectation. Knowing that the healthy 5D organism we are all part of will always provide for our needs. We have to learn to trust that mechanism and have to let go of any concrete idea in what form abundance is delivered to us. Mind fog and time glitches. Another common symptom right now is mind fog. The more we live in the now, the more we forget things. We don't know where we put certain things, we don't know what date it is, we don't remember things we always knew. Don't get upset about it. We simply do not need it anymore. If it is important, it will stay. And often we just lose time and don't know what happened during that time. The higher we move with our frequency and reach 5D with our vibration, the more we are able to switch timelines. This very often is the case when we lose time. We do not consciously experience this switch, as our mind is not capable of processing this experience. But we come back with downloads and information that we had not known before. That also leads to the sensation of déjà vus and slightly altered reality. We remember things differently from what they are in our new reality. That is the fun that comes with timeline hopping. Just know that you are not insane when experiencing any of this. So please be aware that we are moving forward much faster than it feels. We are simply not used to being in being phases that much, as we have all been trained by the matrix system to be in doing and implementing mode constantly. We have a hard time to just trust the energetic flow and timing, knowing that we get the energetic impulses exactly in the right moment. Many of us are still too busy with 3D issues, be it the elections, the world hunger situation or resource exploitation. Yes, from a 3D perspective, these things are awful. But, as we move into unity consciousness and the duality field collapses, all of this will be taken care of on its own. These were manifestations of the old 3D patterns and paradigms. When we jointly create with love, we create a new reality of abundance. The US elections are nothing more but the physical manifestation of the last stretch of the dualistic field before it will implode. It will have no meaning for 5D and New Earth who wins or loses. There is no winning or losing in a dimension without duality. In 5D, we are the leaders. Unity consciousness is the leader. We are leading this all together. Stop giving your and the collective power away to politics or 3D problems and conflicts. Choose wisely what you dedicate your precious energy to. Focus on love, on all the good things happening around you. Keep feeling into the energies within you and surrounding you. Enjoy the loving ones, transmute the dark ones. We are all capable of doing this. Nevertheless, don't be surprised if you experience intensified pain during the next weeks. The geomagnetic activity is forecasted to be heightened during the last weeks of October. These storms can intensify our core wounds and will also help us to further integrate more light and transform our physical body and DNA. Spiritual experiences such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience and claircognizance are likely to increase. There is also a high chance of an increase in earthquakes during the next weeks, which can shake us up even more. Just stay calm, continue your wonderful work of embracing, allowing and grounding during this time, and you will realize that you find yourself back into balance quicker than ever before. All is well.
Vera offers wake-up coachings, which are designed to help you to heal yourself and give you valuable tools how to work with energy and improve your situation. The link can be found down in the description box if you are interested.